Very, very soon is Election Day in America. And it's a time for every qualified voter to vote. Does God have anything to say about how we are to vote? Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 34 says this: righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people. We all want America to be exalted and strong and triumphant. But how do we have a strong, triumphant nation? God says it's through righteousness. The most important thing is not domestic policy. The most important thing is not foreign policy. The most important thing is not poverty. The most important thing is not immigration. The most important thing is not the environment. The most important thing in this election and in any election is righteousness. What constitutes a righteous vote? Priority issue number one is the public acknowledgement of God. Exodus 20, verses 2 and 3, the very first commandment. I am the Lord your God, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. We need to remember that it's all about God, and our nation was founded on God. And see, a righteous leader must have godly character. Priority issue number two, the defense of human life. God says, you shall not murder. You shall not murder. You shall not shed innocent blood. You shall not take innocent life. When does life begin? Life begins at conception. Who said that? God. Since Roe v. Wade in 1973, we have murdered 48 million babies. Don't you know that the voices of 48 million babies are crying out to God from the ground, saying, God, we've been murdered, and God, what are you going to do? A leader, his job is to protect the unborn. Priority issue number three is the defense of traditional marriage. Now, the foundation of civilization is the traditional family. Before God created the institution of government, before God created schools, before God created the church, He created and founded and established the home, one man, one woman for life. That is traditional marriage. Now, God has made it clear what is important when you cast a vote. What is important is the public acknowledgement of God, godly character in a leader. What is important is life. What is important is traditional marriage. And God and life and marriage are all under attack today. And it requires God's people to cast a righteous vote to stem the tide. I believe this is an opportunity. What we have before us is an opportunity for God's people to stand up and stand in the gap and let their voice be heard, and let this be our finest hour.